All right, we apologize for any technical difficulties we seem to be having here on the Yoke Show. We're all set up for a Tuesday nighter here, and yeah, we got some flop. Don't really know what happened. Little internet access issue. We'll try to fix it up for you real quickly here. Strong signal, but for some reason we are having difficulty getting on. If you're out there, let me know if you can hear it, see it. Jeff the Shark Perini here with you live for what's supposed to be another Tuesday night episode of the Yo Show, but as I'm watching on all the devices, I just get a spinning circle. I don't know why. Very unusual. Something funky happened here this evening. I think. Let me know if you hear me out there or see me. We are live here on StreamYard, and we seem to be having an issue with the program. Let's try it this way. Let's see what happens here. Tonight's episode with Rebecca Folsom. And it's just not appearing anywhere. Alright, I get myself there. I can see myself there licking my mustache, which is terrible. But there seems to be a little bit of a delay. If you're out there, you hear me, let me know, because I certainly could use your help at the moment. Alright, now it says live, and I do see myself there and there. Don't see myself here, but that's okay. We'll get there. Anyway, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome live to another episode of the Yo Show. Tuesday night, Jeff the Shark Perini going at it solo like Han, as Jewel Tatey is out this evening. We won't have Jewel with us. I apologize. But we do have a great program to bring to you 100% live, as I continue to try to fix exactly what's going on. All right, so it looks like I got it there. Looks like we're cooking now. I hope. Like I said, drop me a comment if you can. Let me know if you can see this or not. Jeff the Shark Perini with you as always on Tuesday night. And this is the Yo Show. We are ready for a very special guest. We are joined by a awesome folk singer, the one and only Miss Rebecca Folsom will be our guest tonight around 8:30. It's a terrific artist, Rebecca Folsom, live tonight, 8:30. We're going to play a song from her shortly called Sanctuary. We also have a lot of great topics to talk about. Jewel not with us tonight, as I said. Unfortunately, we miss you, Jewel. We love you, Jewel. We'll see you next week. But meanwhile, I'm going to hold it down. And like I said, if you're out there watching, let me know if everything's going all right, because the internet's a little sluggish over here tonight. But we are at the Yo Show. This past weekend, I had such a blast. I did a review, if you may call it, of Arizona's hard iced teas. That was kind of fun. That's over on YouTube right now. And I gave it my score. You got to watch it to check it out. And then this past Sunday night, I got the absolute pleasure to join my good friend Ray Chase and the gorgeous Caitlin Bell and Dahlia Von Knight on the Happy Hour podcast. If you're not getting a chance to see it and you have not seen this great program yet, I highly recommend Happy Hour TV MD. That's Happy Hour TV MD on YouTube. Check out the great episode from the other night with Ray, myself, Caitlin, Dahlia, the Happy Hour podcast. So this is the Yo Show. As I said, I am Jeff the Shark Perini. Looks like we had a little technical difficulty in the beginning, but it looks like now we're off and running. Great show tonight, Rebecca Folsom. We are going to play the brand new song Circus from Nailbite later on tonight as well. Thank you very much, J.D. Wolf, and welcome. It was a great show. I had a blast with that. And, there's a mystery going on over Caitlin Bell. And that mystery is, of course, did Caitlin's nipple slip out? I know it did pre-show. It almost did post-show. Check it out. Happy Hour TV MD after the Yo Show, of course. Let me see if the gorgeous Caitlin Bell had a little oopsie. Anyway, solo, we're ready for a great night. We love podcasting. We're back again tomorrow night with album music and a special guest co-host. We'll talk all about that later on. We do the top 5 list. We got top 5. We got Let's Argue. We got a lot of great stuff going on. And tonight, top 5 songs with love in the title. Wardrobe malfunction? Slightly. Maybe. Got to check it out after my program. I mean, I just put up this great picture of Caitlin Bell, and I'm asking people to stick around and watch my face. Anyway, top 5 songs with love in the title, because I'm feeling lovey, I'm feeling positive, I'm feeling good. And number 5, Love Will Keep Us Together by the Captain and Tennille. As a kid, love bites, sure does. As a kid, my mother was a huge Captain Tennille fan, so Lord knows it always played throughout the house. And Love Will Keep Us Together was certainly one of her favorites. Number 5. Number 4, the Jay Giles Band tells you love stinks. Yeah, sometimes it does. Unless you love the Yo Show, then it rules. Jay Giles Band, number 4, Love Stinks. Number 3, the great Motley Crue and Too Young to Fall in Love. Motley Crue, ladies and gentlemen. On the Funko wall, Too Young to Fall in Love, Motley Crue at number 3. Number 2, one of my favorite karaoke classics of all time, the B-52s and Love Shack. It is a little place where we can get together. Oh, that's sour. Love Shack, baby. And number 1, of course, one of the greatest jamming tunes, cruising down the highway, driving down the shore, whatever it's going to be. Radar Love by Golden Earring. Top 5 tonight. Top 5 songs with love in the title. Number 5, Love Will Keep Us Together by the Captain Tennille. Number 4, Love Stinks. Love Stinks by the Jay Giles Band. Number 3, Too Young to Fall in Love by Motley Crue. Number 2, Love Shack by the B-52s. And number 1, Radar Love by Golden Earring, our top 5 songs with love in the title. And what do I love? I love thanking last week's guest. JD, even you're slacking tonight. Last week we were joined by the awesome band Stealing Society. We love those guys. They're one of Jules' favorites. A great local band. Some great music. We're happy to have those guys, and we thank them for coming on. And we're going to be seeing more of them. We're going to be seeing a lot more of bands and music and all that good stuff. We're bringing back something this next weekend. Excuse me. Little hoarse tonight. We bring back to you on June 3rd, Yo Music, Saturday morning, 10 a.m. As you know, we come on, we play about a half hour to an hour worth of music, previous guests of the Yo Show, up-and-coming bands, local bands, etc. So we'll have like an hour's worth, maybe, of music. So we do it at 10 o'clock. So a lot of people get to the gym. We're going to have some great gym music to get you pumped, some great wake-up music to get you pumped, all kind of great stuff. Yo Music returns this Saturday, June 3rd at 10 a.m. Jewel Tatey to be determined. There you go. Well done. Thank you. It took me a while. Like I said, great show tonight. Rebecca Folsom, brought to us by the great group over at Impact PR and our great friend, Miss Beatrice Kimmel. We thank Beatrice, as always, for bringing us the juice here on the Yo Show. Some great artists, great people as well. We're going to talk all about it tonight, 8:30. No Jewel? I don't want to say no problems. I love Jewel. I miss you. If you're out there, hi. But we're ready. My wife went down ashore this weekend for Memorial Day. First of all, happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. Thank you to everybody who has served and the troops, etc. We do appreciate everything you do for us. Whether you know it or not, there's a lot of people out there appreciating what you do. So thank you for that. So my wife made her way down ashore for a couple of days. I did not. I had to work Saturday. And Sunday I kind of rested up and getting ready for some big stuff coming up over the next few days. So get ready for that. I didn't put a banner up. I'm disgusted at myself, but I do want to wish a happy birthday, a very happy birthday to a previous guest of the Yo Show, Miss Bree Teller. It is Bree's birthday today, and also yesterday Another previous shower, Bobby Perillis, one of the terrific drummers, now at Sidearm, formerly a foster child. Everybody in the area knows Bobby with the super long beard. Happy birthday to you too as well, dude. We just love our guest, previous, etc. J.D. Wolf, I agree. Thanks for those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Gives me the freedom to do this. It gives you the freedom to come on and watch, and we could say, not anything, but we could say a lot of things, and we thank all the people that fought so hard to get us to this point. What I want to do now, stop that screen and present this screen, is get a song in from Miss Rebecca Folsom. We've got a brand new album out called Sanctuary, and her music is pretty darn beautiful. Her voice is powerful, and we're going to play it for you right here tonight. I don't know why that's on there. Well, it's starting without us. So we'll stop it, and then we'll blow it up like that. So Sanctuary is the new song, the new album. Sanctuary, of course, the title track by Rebecca Folsom. I'm going to play it right here, have her on around 8:30, so enjoy. It's a slower song than we're used to on our program, but beautiful and just a well-done job. Check it out right here. We'll be back in about 5 minutes here, live on the O Show. Enjoy.
One voice rising in the darkness. One voice, no matter how small. One voice, each of us together becomes the one voice of us all. One voice, one word, one choice, love, show us how we can make a sanctuary, a safe refuge at higher ground. One people living in one world, each act of love, show us how. One world, we are brothers and sisters. One world that's really rather small. One world, ours to care for. One world together, a sanctuary for all. One voice, one word, one choice, love, show us how we can make a sanctuary, a safe refuge, a higher ground. One people living in one world, each act of love, show us how. Every wall that we break down, every hand that reaches out, everywhere that love is found, we're building a new dream. Every garden that we tend, every broken heart we mend, every battle that we end, we're building a new dream. each act of love. Show us how.
With GoDaddy.
Whoops, always accidentally sneak that in. Wow, powerful Sanctuary by Rebecca Folsom. JD Wolf, you're right, dude. I got chills as well. I'm like, I got goosebumps, man. Great stuff. Wow, thank you for listening. We love playing a piece of music. We're always very lucky to have great artists come on the program. And not only the great artists, but the message, the personality, and I can tell just by what I've read and have seen so far, Rebecca, she's going to be terrific. She'll be with us in just a moment or two. She's getting ready backstage. We'll bring her out shortly. We'll talk all about it. We are lucky, absolutely. A massive thanks, as always, to Beatrice Kimmel and the great group over at Impact for just bringing us these great artists. And Beatrice always emails me. He's like, how would you like this guest? And I don't even look. I'm just like, yes, because that's just how great the people are that she represents and the people that come to our program. And I know a lot of people see it and they know we do some silly stuff and we do some segments and all, but we also really believe in the power of the artists, the musicians, the actors, the authors, etc. Everybody's got a great message. Rebecca's got a ton of great messages. I was just blown away by what I was reading, and hopefully I can do it justice tonight when she comes out of here in a moment. Kinsey King, I love you too, bro. Thanks for tuning in once again. You're here for another great night of Yo Show. Unfortunately, no Jewel tonight. Jewel's going to be upset. She's missing this. I know that I'm going to get the message like, oh, I'm so upset I miss Rebecca. And yeah, you're missing it because she's great. We're going to have her out here in a minute. I thank everybody for tuning in. As you know, Tuesdays and Wednesday nights. There she is, Jewel Tatey. Sorry I'm missing this. Jewel got stuck on the late shift tonight working. And she even said, oh my God, Jinx, because we said it at the same exact time. We love you, Jewel. We do miss you, of course, on Tuesday nights. You know, and again, what just a terrific song and a terrific artist. And, you know, Jewel definitely does help because she is such a big fan of music as well, like I am. And the great ear, and she calls it out, man. And it's wonderful. And we do miss you, Jewel. We will see you next Tuesday. Hopefully the work schedule gets a little better. They hit her with the late shift too much. I'm starting to think her boss hates the Yo Show. Is that possible? I've got the gold on tonight. I'm glistening in my gold Yo Show shirt. I enjoy it. I love it. You got this. Thank you. It's not the same without you, but thank you. Kelly in the house. Hello, Kelly. Hey, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. We absolutely love it. Give him a t-shirt. I'm telling you, man, once we start rolling, everybody's going to get a t-shirt. I want everybody to have t-shirts. I see some of these shows where they give, like, their guests a t-shirt and have them put it all over social media. I'm like, man, how do you people afford this? We're not in it for the money. We're in it for the love. Absolutely here at the Yo Show. So it might be a little early, but she is backstage. Rebecca, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to roll. That's a big thumbs up. That is enthusiasm right there. Everybody, our special guest tonight, you're going to get one. Our special guest tonight is backstage. The brand new album is Sanctuary. You heard its title track, Sanctuary, just a minute ago. And if you're still able to stand up and you haven't fainted from the marvel of that song, help me give a big Yo Show welcome to the lovely Miss Rebecca Folsom, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Good evening. How are you?
I am well. Hi, Jeb. How are you?
I'm great, and I thank you so much right off the bat for coming on with us and joining us tonight. Your PR people over at Impact do such a great job of bringing this marvelous artist, and tonight, no exception. And the audience is already after it. They just want to say the song gave them chills. It gave me chills, too.
Beautiful.
A beautiful song. Tell us a little bit tell us first about the song Sanctuary, because we played it here, and it is beautiful.
Thank you. You know, the song was the title track to a new album that we released in March, and which is doing super well on national radio. So we're really happy about that. And the song, it was born out of, actually, the seed of it was born out of being on tour in Dallas, Texas, and
Wow.
I was playing in this renovated church. Somebody had made it into a temple of transformation, and
Oh, I like that.
yeah, it was really cool. Her name is Susie Batiste. It was her place, and I was just feeling like all the people for all the years, all the voices that had, risen up in that space.
Wow.
And I was like, oh man, I want to do justice to this space. I want to write a song that would fill this space. And so you'll see in the, if you just watch the video, you would have seen that was the space. So we went back after I wrote the song and gathered the Saul Gates Chorale and Sean Martin, who is a 6-time Grammy winner.
Wow.
And yeah, and we gathered and created, that's what the recording was, us doing a live recording of that song in that space. So, many, many stories around Sanctuary. It's a whole big project, and this is just the title track to it. And basically, what it comes down to is every person's voice counts. That's really what, and if we're not listening to groups of people or someone, we're missing out on valuable information, especially people that have been pushed to the margins because they've got things going on over there that, usually issues and problems that need to be faced from our communities, our mainstream communities. So, the idea of all of us together, we create a really a stronger, more beautiful world.
It's awesome, and I was reading a lot of that message, and it's true. And even simple everyday life, like I was telling my wife the other day, like the negativities and the downward spirals, like it's got to go, man. Just upbeat and just embrace life. And then I get somebody like you coming on, that song plays and the message, and I'm like, yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. How does it feel to use your platform to give out such a big message? Do you think there's people who will just put the needle on the record and be like, yes, this is the way I need to live life?
Uh, I believe in something that, when you do stuff like this, when I'm doing this stuff like this, it feels big when we're doing it because like we're working with these communities, like going into prisons and writing with the guys and having them sing and perform on things and working with people that are homeless and refugees. I worked with a bunch of refugee kids and it feels so big, and yet you condense all that and put it into a song, and it feels small. It's
Yeah,
little, and so I've had to really let go and trust into the ripple. That it's like if one person is moved, if one person feels like a little more open to being merciful and a little bit more open to facing someone who's in a difficult situation, and being loving, really, that it's like then that one person ripples to the next person, to the next person, and that's how it's made, how the change is made is
sure.
involved.
It's
Yeah.
not that hard, is it? It makes me laugh because it's not that hard. Like,
But why,
really?
I think the question is, why is it hard?
Right.
I was doing something today, I can't remember what, and I just wrote, even like right here, I just wrote, it's all about love, it's all about love, just
There
to
you
remind
go.
myself. And, I think why it's hard is we get scared. We get scared that we're, I don't know, either financial insecurity, or we don't want to look at things that scare us. We don't want to look at something that looks difficult, or we're too busy, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really fear or love. I really think it's like, how do we make, I think what's simple is the shift is to go, oh, right. Because today I was doing something and I was getting all nervous and afraid about it. It was like, oh, I need to
It's
get
coming
these
on a show, right? I feel it.
What's that?
You were nervous coming on the show. I feel that.
No,
I get
I actually
it.
was excited to come out on the show, so that feels really great. I feel actually really happy doing stuff like this. Like, this
Thank you.
feels really yummy. But I I can't even remember what it was. It was something around, I needed to get my numbers up on my social media. It was something for somebody, and I started to get kind of tight, and I went, oh, go right, 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 right. Open, open, and took a breath and moved into my next thing with a more open attitude, about it.
That's
Yeah.
really awesome. And of course, people are looking. So you're of course on Spotify, Apple Music.
I'm
Got
on
it.
everything.
Everything.
Bandcamp, Spotify, Amazon, yeah, Apple, all of that. YouTube, we got some great music videos. Well, you saw, one
Oh,
of those, that was The
that's
Sanctuary.
terrific.
Yeah, we've got a few. I worked with my brother, actually. My brother is a retired actor from LA,
Oh,
and
wow.
and so he's just got a really beautiful ear and eye for video, and yet he also is very, intimately involved with the project. So it felt like it had a lot of heart, and it had his expertise in it. Yeah. So his name is John Scott Clow.
John
And
Scott.
to me, that's Scoot. His name is Scoot. But he but he created these beautiful videos. One we did around the song Mercy, that is for, around people who are experiencing homelessness, and the Brothers song, which was written with the prisoners, in
Yeah.
state penitentiary.
They're all real good ones, and it's kind of funny because a lot of the times we do like harder rock and metal artists on here a lot, but then we get artists like you, and we're so open to everything. And the last couple of days, I'm listening to it, and like my friends are like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is going to be next coming up on the show." I just love it. I have such an ear for everything, and
Mm.
the more I play it,
Yeah.
and the more I get ready for the show, the more I love it. And I got to tell you, like every song on that album is just really moving me. So congratulations on that, and
Thank you.
congratulations on the views. Sure, certainly. Um,
Thank you.
did you ever imagine a long time ago, like you said, people get into fear, people have. Did you ever think that your fear would channel into this big voice and this big presence? Did you ever imagine as a young kid, like I'm
Uh,
going to go out there and just wreck it with great music?
I love it. That is a fabulous question. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
That just, I've done a lot of interviews in the last couple of months, and that question just totally tickles me. You
Thank
know, I, wow, I think just like most people, my fear, I kind of pushed it to the side and hid it from myself, and like I never thought that I would turn my fear into something good.
you. Yeah.
It was always like I need to get past that. I need to prove I'm better than that, and I'm, like there was always this sort of, again, a sort of an exiling of part of myself. And if I've learned anything as an artist, that it's like that's the juiciest stuff, is the exiled stuff. Is the place that's afraid and scared and or angry, like those whatever it is that we're sort of can't let ourselves feel. So allowing that to come forward. So I love your question, because I think that that is absolutely what's happening now, is that. And I never thought that that would be the case. I thought I just needed to be a better person,
Mm.
to make it, rather than just bring the outpouring of,
Yes.
the truth of myself, or a truth of anybody's story.
Because
Yeah.
it's definitely one thing to speak it and be like, yeah, I'm going to get over this. I'm going to be okay. But then you bring it to, like I said, such a forefront. And even like that video, you said you found this big church space and the power behind it. So, I mean, I give you all the credit in the world to just lay it out that way. Do you get nervous performing for people? Like, is it always like, man, I hope I'm on?
Yeah, sometimes I've been performing now for a while. And so it not usually, I would say usually I feel pretty like I'm used to this. I perform a lot. So, so I'm doing it, once or twice a week. I'm having shows, I mean, so there's, well, maybe it's not that much. Maybe, well, yeah, once or twice a week actually. And so with it, it's a little more easy, but every once in a while it surprises me. Every once in a while I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I'm trying to think that happened recently. Where was I? Um, I don't even remember where I was, but I remember thinking, oh my, I'm gonna have to jiggle this one out, just like get my body instead of contracting, on it. So yeah, it happens every once in a while.
I can imagine. And,
Yeah.
every artist says something different. Now, a question, because a lot of artists say this as well. They
Yeah.
get on stage, they get the energy, whether it's one person sitting there watching or hundreds. Do you
Yeah.
believe in that?
But it's the same.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's as long as you're up there and somebody's getting that energy, it just doesn't matter how many are there? Oh, we lost her. Uh oh. Well, we'll stick around. Rebecca got accidentally cut off. I think she clicked herself off. So we'll hang out for a moment. And she came back that fast. Now that is how you work it, right? Technology got nothing on you. You're back in a
I'm
second.
back. I'm back.
That's an amazing job. I get lost like that. I'm gone for a half hour, but thanks for coming back. But yeah, like a lot of people, like once anybody comes out to see you, it's just that great. Whether like I said, 100 people, 100,000 people, it's just
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Magic indeed, a very special magic tonight. So
Yeah.
you're originally from Colorado, and I've read a little bit about how the hiking and being in the beautiful mountain area kind of inspires you. Tell us a little something about I guess, the beauty of nature that helps in your creative process.
Yeah. Well, I think that I wrote for years. I wrote, wow, for years I wrote about nature, like super inspired. I have a song called Colorado. I grew up in Colorado, and let's see, something Facebook is doing something a little bit strange, so I'm just trying to keep going here. Hang
Okay,
on.
it does. It's gotten stranger with the site we use. I don't know why, but
Okay, let me just do this. It's asking me for something, so I'm going to give it to it and see if it
look at that
unlocks.
multi-talented.
Ah, okay, here we go. Let's see if that does it. Okay, great.
All right, we're good.
Okay, so, well, one, I want to roll back to your question about like, is it the same between for one person or for, I think my biggest audience when I played to BBC television was two and a
Yeah,
half
that's
million people. So
whew,
that was,
saw that.
yeah, and that was my first time of a really big audience, and I got scared that time. That
Sure.
was, um, yeah, and it took a bit to just sort of like loosen up, around it. I've learned over time that it's like that I don't change, that it's like I'm just bringing me and who I am. I don't need to like make myself different for this person or that group or, like I just get to be me. And I think in that freedom of that, it made it that it's like, oh, I can go from, I mean, I played Red Rocks one night
Yes.
in Colorado, and then the next day I was playing Starbucks. And it was just like, what? Like it was just, but but it's the same thing, and if I believe
Yeah,
in the ripple of just, like, one song or one person or, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, I just show up where I'm asked to be.
that's
So
very cool. And Colorado is just become such a great area. And listen, my wife goes out and visits. My friends are all out there now. It's just such a beautiful area, like right smack in the middle of the country.
yeah.
Do you feel it's starting to pick up its energy? Like are more people starting to come and
Oh, mercy, yes. After the pandemic, it's, oh, thank you. I see your compliment there. That's very nice. The, After the pandemic, it's so beautiful here and there's so much space and that people moved from more condensed areas. So they moved here, because we have a pretty open playground, really.
sure,
Yeah. 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 So it's become much more happening. Colorado's always been a music destination because of Red Rocks,
sure.
because of being sort of the stop. Denver's the stop on the way, if you're going from one coast to the next. And so we've been really lucky here that there's been a really good music environment, uh, yeah, sort of, what would you call it? Yeah. Environment is good. A thriving environment.
That's very cool, and I love when the fellow musicians. Rain is a fellow musician. She's a drummer, and she's got a great band. They're coming into
Ah,
our city. So when other musicians give props to musicians, I love
yeah.
stuff like that. You know what I mean? I love that. I
Thank you,
absolutely
Ray.
do. And like I said, we're such big fans of music, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's a music show." We're a little bit of everything, but we get mostly musicians because music does so much for people. What does it do for you? Besides, of course,
Mhm.
let you be the platform. Like if you're not working and you're just kind of chilling out at home, what does music do for you?
What does music do for me? Honestly,
What doesn't it do for
I'm one he's right. I mean,
you?
I'm one of those people that I think music saved my life. I
Wow,
just
that's
really
great.
think that it really it gave me a place to bring the pain, like all
Sure.
those, and then it also gave me a place to express like boldness and greatness and because there's always this, I don't know, I feel like we're constantly being told we're too much or we're too little, like so what for music for me gave me permission to be too little and be too big in all of that. So, huge liberation in my life around music. And gosh, what else does it do? Helps me feel, I watch audiences feel.
Oh,
There are a couple songs on this album that are really like, they'll go to your heart. The homelessness song, Mercy, is, usually people are crying in the audience with that. And it's just one of those things of, yeah, it's good for us to cry. It's
sure.
good for us
Sometimes
to,
I'm getting there myself.
yeah, to feel, to
Yeah,
feel that deeply and allow ourselves, to carve that cup that we get to fill with our joy, too. So,
sure. And
yeah.
it's it's a you deliver it so intelligently to the message, like you believe in what you're doing, and that of course is key as well. To believe in the word, not just say it because okay, it's going to sell records,
Yeah.
and that's a lot of what we get on here, and that's one of the things that we're amazed by. Um, Everyday life. What do you do when you're not in music? What's like what's a
There's
relaxing
something
time for
beyond
you?
music? I didn't know this.
Right, there is a little something else. Do you are you
Uh,
into TV or into exercise? Like, what gets
well,
you out of the music
I
scene?
love the mountains. So, I live in the
Awesome.
mountains just outside of Boulder, Colorado. So, I live acres and acres and acres of, I walk out my door and I just can run in the woods. And I've been running in the woods since I was a kid, so that to me, I need to do that every day. For
Yeah.
me, go
Wow.
touch in to the sky and the earth and all that. So nature, is part of it. Trying to think. I'm also a painter. So I do oil paintings and also a published poet. So I have books that I've
Wow.
done. And yeah, so a lot of creative things. I also teach, I teach vocal freedom and vocal mastery. So I work with groups around opening their voice and liberating themselves, to their authentic voice.
Yeah, that's just amazing. There's so much. I wake up and go to work, and I feel like my day is just done. You meanwhile, you have 100 different projects and working through them all perfectly. So you study Buddhism,
Yeah,
or you have studied Buddhism. You're now more or less just a master of it. Explain that to me. I'm very unfamiliar with
sure. With
anything
what
outside of
Buddhism is.
Catholic, and I'm not trying to be closed-minded. I just really don't know.
Sure. Well, I'll give you a little bit of backstory on it too. I grew up Catholic, and my mom left the Catholic church after she had 5 kids in 5 years, and just couldn't have any more kids, and they wouldn't sanction birth control. So, she was like, "All right, I'm going to move into." She became Christian, and then she was a real seeker, and from there, she actually then moved and started exploring studying with a Native American teacher here,
Wow.
and yeah, Sun Bear, and then she started studying with a Hindu teacher, and she started meditating and being with a Hindu teacher and teaching yoga and that type of stuff, and then she studied with the Buddhists and with Trungpa Rinpoche. And my early understanding, my early connection with Buddhism, I wasn't really excited by it. I thought the people were a little crazy, actually. Yeah, I was a kid, I was just, these guys are
Sure.
crazy. But what I found, I just stumbled into this relationship with a woman who is a Zen master, and it was more as a counselor. It was really kind of working through some things. And, to be fully forthcoming, I was dealing with sexual abuse issues.
Oh,
And
jeez.
and I was feeling really like I didn't know where to turn, to work with what was inside of me around that, all the feelings and what had been sort of squashed down. And she was a master at being with someone who is in, trauma, basically. And in fact, her name is Retta Roshi Lawler, and she has the Morning Star Zen Center, and she actually co-wrote one of the songs with me. And
Wow.
yeah, it was really quite an experience. And she showed such deep compassion, like she could hold such a space. We've been friends, for 20 some years, and I've been studying with her for that amount of time, and really just learning the art of compassion and how to be with what is, with whatever's happening. So to breathe and be with that. I mean, Zen Buddhism is so simple. There's no hoopla to it.
Right.
It's really just sit down and breathe, see what comes
Right.
up. So,
Oh,
and that's
sorry
been
about that.
very
Dogs getting a little
helpful.
excited up there.
Oh, your dogs are?
Yeah, they're upstairs. They get excited during showtime for some unknown reason. God bless them.
I love them. Look,
They
I
might come
actually
down to that.
I saw on your Facebook page what they look like. They look like my sister's dog, who is my favorite dog in the whole world.
They're
So,
little angels until
yeah.
showtime. Then they
Yeah,
let them
talk
all
about
hang out.
compassion, like
Yeah.
souls who know how to love. It's like those little dogs they're right up there.
Tell me
Yeah.
about it. It's amazing. It's almost like they're the Zen master. They're just,
Yeah.
they're one speed and it's love. They're
Yeah.
licking and jumping and wanting to be touched and held. And it's a
Yep.
beautiful thing. Well,
One
your
speed
message
and their
is,
love. I love that.
yeah, oh my God, absolutely. So
Um,
you played, I want to get this correct, the Maji Safi benefit concert.
this last weekend. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So tell us, because I know it just passed, but I know it's a big one that you were very excited for. Explain to us what it was. Tell us a little something about it, and
Sure,
just how it
sure.
went
I'd love
down.
to. Love to. We had 2 concerts this weekend, and I brought my trio, so we did a trio show. Um, the first one was at the American Legion, and so singing with the veterans and on
Oh, that's
Memorial
great.
Day,
Thank you
really
for that.
powerful. We I wrote a song with a Vietnam vet, and that's on the album too. It's called Thousand Yard Stare, and he told his story and we put it into a song, and it's powerful, really powerful. And yeah, so that we did that show, amazing, gorgeous. It had the veterans stand and we honored them, and it's so beautiful. And I sang our national anthem, which I don't do
Wow.
very often, so it's a powerful song. Um, and then the Maji Safi, that is a group that some friends of mine have put together, and they've been doing it now for I think 5 years is the nonprofit. And it's a group that goes down and has a area in South Africa that they work with, and they work with young girls. So, and they basically are working with water, fresh water, hygiene, making it so that the girls, setting it up, all these various different things so that the girls can go to school and that their schooling isn't interrupted. So it's a really beautiful project.
Wow.
They're empowering these young women to be educated and move, with empowerment in life.
That's amazing. And again, the platform to not only bring a message, but to bring charity and do events like that is just massive. It's stuff we try to tinker with here now and then. We try to get back when we can. It's not
Yeah.
about money here. It's about, just like I said, like about sharing and loving and getting people like you here to get your message, whether a
Thank
hundred
you.
people watch us, 1,000 people watch us. However, people just need to discover your message because
Yeah,
it's,
thank you.
oh
And
yeah,
I so appreciate your ticker tape too, of like, please go and stream. It's like the streaming makes a difference. This album is really moving into some success. And I've released a number of albums, and what that means is that it's streaming thousands and thousands, of times. And with that, I'm actually seeing some money from it, which, it's not a lot of money, but it's like
right. We hear that a lot.
you have to stream a lot just to get anything. And so it really is, that I got a check, from my distribution people, my digital distribution people. And it was like, oh man, that feels good, like to
Sure.
get paid for all the effort and all that. And so, just encouraging people to go and stream the music, at Stream Sanctuary. It's because it's, I mean, and go check out the videos, subscribe to the video
Oh yeah.
channel. It's because it's really cool what we got there. It's like it's not just me. It's like all these collaborations with all these nonprofits and all these beautiful people sharing their stories.
I agree, and I'm gonna run this past you and give me a minute to explain it because we've been asking our guests this lately. Taylor Swift, Bruce Springsteen, etc., charging hundreds of dollars for tickets and just clobbering people. And then Madonna says, you want to see me? Save up, save up. Like that's crazy. like to see you at like an event, a charity, $10, $20, whatever, spend it, go see an independent, go see an up and coming artist, something, etc. Does it blow your mind? Like there's so much to listen to out there that's beautiful and smart and tough. And don't get me wrong, some of these great artists are great, and I love them. But the thought of putting out 200-300 hours to me blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really not quite sure how it got the way it did.
Agreed.
Somebody was explaining some of that to me. Part of it is it's sort of again, the digital age. It's like their tickets don't start off that crazy. Like, they have the $100 tickets or they have that's still a high price, but for someone like Bruce Springsteen or, Madonna or, it's something they're Taylor Swift, it's like $100, $150. It's not that crazy. It's high, it hurts a
Right.
little, but
Right.
what happens is these people buy up massive amounts of those and then turn around really quickly and resell them for like 3 times the amount.
Yeah.
And so, there's something in there. I think that they need a law, to me,
Gotta
it
be.
feels, it feels like it needs some kind of, registration or some kind of, requirement around that. So,
Sure.
because the artists aren't necessarily seeing all that,
Oh, sure.
some
Oh,
of the
yeah.
big ones are, but a lot of the ticket outlets are, like if they're the ones that are jacking up the price to that. So it's, and also you look at some of those big shows and, what do they say? Oh, he made $1 million on that show or, or
Yeah.
600,000 or something like that. And it's like, you look at their 3 buses of gear, all their dancers, their
Right.
like, their insurance, it's as a musician, it's an odd thing. Like people don't get all of what goes on to make
Sure.
just even a little simple show. So it's, I would just say, I appreciate the people that really value it,
Yeah.
that are willing to pay $25 for a singer-songwriter. That kind of thing is, just
Yes, indeed.
subscribe.
Yes,
Thank
subscribe.
you.
And this is a great comment right here. So tickets for Ringo Starr, I guess.
Yeah.
Decent seats are $8.50 a seat. That's insane.
Holy moly.
And he's banned Ticketmaster and all the artists basically raping their fans. I'll go see Rebecca Folsom instead. I agree. I love the $10 show at a bar or a club, the independent artist.
Intimate. Yeah.
Yes, and to me that's, and like my friends are like, that's not a concert. Why not? Why is it not a concert? It's
A concert.
like I said, anybody, and I say this all the time, and I'll keep saying it until I never do this show anymore, which may never happen. You learn music, you play music, you put out music, you get on the stage and perform. You're a rock star. So to me, you're. I know it's a little lighter of rock, but you're a rock star.
A folk rock star.
Absolutely, and right. And Bruce Springsteen tickets were the same. As a Jersey boy, I was not happy. I'm glad I grew up when I could send my kids to a concert, wouldn't pay right. And there's parents who are like, oh, if you won't put out that money for your kids, you're a bad parent. Are you kidding me?
Right. That's so crazy. Well, and I'm really curious, like what the last person just posted around $1,000 for Taylor Swift tickets. It's like, what did they start out at that, or did that whole like bump up thing happen?
I think they started like a few hundred, and then again, like I said,
And then they
the
buy it
web
up and
takes over.
resell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like there
Yeah.
was people that had tickets up for $3,000 and $4,000 and $5,000, and you get upset about it. And I'm not really a Taylor Swift fan. I'm like, oh Jesus! But then I see this video of her playing in a pouring rain. It was just a beautiful piece. She's at the piano and it's pouring. She's playing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? As much as it seems like they're the bad guy, you're putting out that money. They will play for you.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
going to show up and they're going to do the show. Yeah. And I think, any real professional artist, that's the motto, for it. It's like, you will be there and you will do it. That it's like, and you'll give everything. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
I know once I went earlier in my career, I went to New York City and I played at the Bitter End, and I was like, I put all this into it. I, used the New York band, and we sounded freaking great. It was
I'm
so
sure.
good. And there were 10 people in the audience, and I was
Wow.
so sad. I was like, oh my goodness, 10 people. But I actually let my sort of my anger at it, rise up and just I gave like a great show, it just was like, and I thought that's just it. If those 10 people came out, they deserve a great show,
Sure.
I'm going to do it. And what happened is one of the guys in the audience fell in love with my music. He became a financial backer for my music for 10
Wow.
years. Yeah. He invested quite a bit of money in my career as far as making it happen. And that was one of the 10 in there. So, I mean, even if you're not just coming from a place of integrity, that says, hey, people came, I'm here, I'm giving it all. I'm not going to
Yeah.
hold back. There's that. There's also the thing of you have no idea who's sitting in the audience. They might be a
I
lifetime fan,
I always say that, and I always tell people if you create content, and there's times I'm silly, and there's times we do goofy things, but I always say, even in public, always be on because you never know who you're talking to or who's going to watch you, or if you share it, who's going to tune in. You don't know who these people are. Like I said, you went out and said, you know what? Might be 10 people, but they're getting the best
Where
10
they're going to
person show
they're
ever.
going to get a great show.
Right? And I always say that, and people were like, hey, I never thought of that. You don't, and in any field, like I used to be in the beer business. I would sell beer. You don't know who's drinking that beer. And a local baseball team, the Phillies fanatic, their mascot, used to do a podcast at a restaurant. And he was drinking it. And like, you just never know who's out there
Yeah.
getting into your artwork. And
Yeah.
I call it art. And so that, congratulations for that too, because there you are again delivering that great message. Always be on and always be working hard.
Always, yeah, give. I mean, it's like you also never know what somebody's going through. I mean, that same person who I'm talking about, it's like, well, that's how it ended up being like this beautiful exchange for us. But he had just had open heart surgery, so he was coming out to
Been
this,
there.
and one of the first shows, you had open heart surgery.
I had a triple bypass. Yeah.
Wow, yeah. So
Yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
there was a real like, wow, what does life mean? What's important? That whole thing.
Yeah.
And this was one of his first shows coming back after it. And so
Wow.
there was something for him in it too, that there was a
Sure.
lot that he got. So, and if I was just being up there insecure and mad and sad about, it'd be like,
Yeah.
it's like, what would I be giving? Nothing of great importance.
I agree. And like, poking at it, etc. And we have entertainers that do a show, entertainment companies that do a show here called Future Stars. And it's a lot of young kids, it's a lot of new
Wonderful.
bands, and they jump on stage. It's at a bar. It's the greatest time. And I go there, and the woman that runs it goes, I appreciate you coming because it's not about you and your show. It's about you discovering these talents I put out there, and we get a lot of them on the show. And
Mm.
man, I say it again. There's so much music that people are missing.
Mm.
Right,
Yeah.
always play the best no matter what. I agree.
Yeah,
And
that's
Kinsey's a
right.
performer as well, and he knows. And it it's key. It's clutch. And like I said, you get people on our show, especially when they come from Beatrice and Impact. As soon as she says, "Would you like to talk to him?" I'm like, "Yes," because
Because
they never. Yeah, they never miss. You guys never miss.
Um,
And this is our 245th
Oh yeah,
show.
45th, right.
245th, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'd like to say we're undefeated. So we're now 245 and 0 with excellent guests and excellent times. And I I can't thank you enough for coming on. I absolutely want to invite you back again a little bit down the road, maybe
Mm,
when new music comes out, etc. Because not
sure.
only, and to me, it's not only great music, but your whole aura, your whole delivery is so
Mm,
inspiring. And when the
mm.
show ends, and I'm probably gonna eat dinner after the show ends, around 10 o'clock, I'll have a little dinner, and I'll talk to my wife about how great it went, and then I'll be awake for like 3 hours. The
Right.
adrenaline takes over.
Post show.
Oh yeah, the post show adrenaline, especially when it's that moving and that strong.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, I mean, again, it's just the ripple. It's just, a choice
yeah,
in every little moment for us to lean towards joy, lean towards kindness. I mean, it's so the news, and what gets broadcast over and over and over again is, oh, look at you buy her poetry book too. Thank you.
I don't see why not.
It's like there's so much being broadcast around fear and the negativity. And it's like, if we can just, keep reminding each other that there's so much good. There's so much good in people, and
Yeah.
there's so much good in us. And, anything that if you're having a bad day or, what is it to just turn it into a little offering to someone and your day is going to be changed. I mean, it's like, you're going to be a happier person. So it's so little, it's just a
Right.
drop, but it moves mountains.
That's all it takes. And I always joke around. There's a convenience store around here called Wawa, and the interactions at the door, like the door is like the ultimate hold the door open for each other. Thank you. Thanks. Have a good day. And as silly as it is, it's the easiest thing. Everybody walking in holds the door for each other. Everybody gives each other a nod and a thank you. I'm like, man, the whole world needs to be like the Wawa door situation. It'd be so much better that way.
I love
Uh,
it. I
oh
love it.
man,
Well,
absolutely.
I'd love to come back. Thank you. And, maybe next time we can even do some live music if you want. I'm happy to
Well,
play
yeah, we could
too.
certainly try that sometime.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know if it
This
works on this platform or not, but
it's worth it. Sometimes it does and sometimes it
when
doesn't.
it
I don't like.
doesn't, yeah,
Yeah, I don't like to ask anybody in case it doesn't come out right because I like to do it
sure.
justice. Even when I do
Yeah.
the videos, they're not always perfect, and
Yeah, and the videos are great. So, play the videos and those are going to work. So that's
definitely.
good.
And last night when I
Yeah.
was looking for a copy of Sanctuary, the only thing I saw was a still of the album cover. And tonight I'm looking like, oh, look at this video. I'm like, oh, absolutely, that was so great.
Awesome. I'm so glad.
Sure,
Yeah.
it brings life to it. And like a lot of people do podcasts, they just do audio. My word of advice: do video. You get the reaction. The artist is right there explaining it, and you get to see videos, etc. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody, the scroll down the bottom, as she mentioned, you can find Rebecca Folsom at Rebecca Folsom Music on Facebook, Instagram, Rebecca.Folsom, www.RebeccaFolsom.com is the website. The new album Sanctuary is out right now on Spotify, Apple Music. It's already on my phone. You
Yeah.
better believe that.
Thank you,
And
Jeff. You're
your art
wonderful.
is actually, yeah, the art on the back wall is excellent. And I thank you for
Thank
that
you.
because, again, that's what we're all about here. And you're also lovely. You got a great smile. Your presence is, man, I'm telling you, everything about you rocks.
I'm
You gotta,
soaking that up. Thank you for
oh,
when I have a
thank you.
hard day, or I get turned down on something. I'll
There
just
you
be
go.
like,
Okay, I'll
all
send
right,
you, I'll send a clip of
next
it. We'll
month.
get it out. um, hey, next time you come out, East Coast, New York, New Jersey,
Oh,
Philly,
wonderful.
whatever, we'll
You're
try to get
planning a
out there.
tour. I'm
Oh,
supposed to be
awesome.
now. Where exactly are you guys
We're
located?
right outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I know we've got some Boston shows and we're looking to book some New York shows. So and
awesome.
some DC shows too. So DC
Great.
would probably be closest.
I got to
Yeah,
do it. I got to
cool.
do it.
All right.
I get
Take
those chills.
care.
Rebecca Folsom, thank you so much. Have yourself
Thank
a great
you.
night.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for taking
Jeff.
time to join
You have a
us.
great night too. All right.
Everybody, Rebecca Folsom, and we're going to road trip indeed from Minnesota. We're going to let her go. And I got to tell you, I joke about, oh, that's awesome. Rebecca, Sebastian, who is Kinsey's son, says he loves you. And she is a presence, a great presence. She's backstage clapping into it, and that's just great. And when I talk about this show, and I talk about, like, we're going on 6 years coming up in a couple weeks. And all this time, it's always been about how great somebody's going to be. And whether it's been an actor or actress, and there's some that I love that I had here, like Nancy Valen has been on, and Betsy Russell, people like that. Like, oh, what a great actress. She meant so much to my life. And she's great. And they're great. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you hanging out with us. And then you get like these artists like, okay, I don't know them that well, but I'm going to learn them. And learning them is awesome too because you're finding somebody new to be a fan of. And when I tell you I'm a diehard Rebecca Folsom fan now, I'm in it, man. I love it. It's great. And again, thank you to Beatrice. She just knows who to give us, and we always do it right. We have another one of her artists on tomorrow night. With Alba Music, and I tell you, it just never goes wrong. I might just do 7 days a week and call it the Impact Show. Just have all the great Impact people just come on and join us. Beatrice has been on the show before as well to talk about it, and she's just great. Thank you for all the emojis, etc., and the love. JD Wolf, we thank you, man, for the thumbs up. Meg Russell in the house tonight. Thank you, Meg, one of my favorite local artists. Darcy Bauer and Kelly Connor, we thank everybody for watching. We're going to hang on a little bit. We got a little more stuff to do. In a little bit, we're going to pay homage to another local band, a little change of pace, kind of a metal band called Nailbite. They're awesome young kids, 16, 17 years old. They got a new song out. We're going to play it later because we're just so tight with that great band. We're going to do some topics. We're going to talk about some stuff. And I'm like so blown away. It's like, and let's do this real quick. We still have some people flooding in. We're talking about artists and musicians. And I do this thing that I call Let's Argue. And we don't really argue. We discuss. And this one was great. A friend of mine sent me this. One of them has to go. That's right. You'd have to cut one of these out of your list. Like their music would never exist. They got to go. Beyonce, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson. And it seems so hard to me because here is 4 of the absolute best. Yeah, Rain, hang out. We're going to do that new nail bite thing. Sebastian is the man, dude. You're all. We love you all. So let's argue thing. One of them's got to go, and feel free to drop in your answer. And I'm going to show you with the audience. I had another person share this too, so it's just amazing to me how this worked out. So the bottom, the person that everybody really wants to say the most is Whitney Houston. Only 9 people voted out Whitney Houston, and I'm there with that. I love Whitney. I loved her music. I didn't like the tragic ending. I miss her still to this day. It was very funny. I've mentioned this story before, but years back, I went to a Luther Vandross concert, and Eddie Murphy sat right in front of me, and 5 rows behind me was Whitney, and she got up and waved to Luther, and everybody kind of saw her and were screaming as she was walking away, and she was just always as a president, beautiful woman, and a tough loss. But yeah, she, for me, that's my definite stay. 11 people voted out Mariah Carey. Interesting. I guess there's 2 different Mariah Careys, or there's one in that picture, and then there's the modern one that's all sexed up. And some people are like, it's just not, doesn't have it anymore, and et cetera, et cetera. I still like Mariah. 14 people voted Janet Jackson away. How can you vote a Jackson away? It's like legendary. The Jacksons are legendary. The 14 people said Janet, and 66 people, yes, 66 for Beyonce. Wow. I was more of a Destiny's Child than a solo Beyonce. That's just me. I don't know. But that was Let's Argue this week. Beyonce really running away with it. Jewel, it wasn't me. It was the crowd. It was the audience. I'm not a big Beyonce person. Out of that group, Beyonce probably hangs forth for me. You leaving us already? Very sad. Jewel, you know how Let's Argue works. You know you never agree with the crowd. I agree with the crowd. And I was amazed how many people are anti-Beyonce, but I don't know, maybe it's the power couple thing, or maybe it's, all the money. I don't really know. Honestly, I don't. But for me, I'm okay with it. Oh, my goodness. So, more comments. Oh, I'm going to go broke to, well, if you got to go, like Madonna says, just save up the money. Buy a ticket. Sure, absolutely. I bought up a ticket for June 10th at Dobbs, and I'm going to see the one and only Miss Rain Sparkles Angela Lender at Dobbs and her awesome band, Burden of Guilt. And I'm fortunate enough to not have to pay thousands of dollars to see this awesome band, but they will be down at Dobbs in South Philly on June 10th. Rain, Josh, and the awesome band, Burden of Guilt. I'm so excited for that show. I can't wait. Woo, indeed. I can't wait to see them perform. Getting to meet Rain and Kinsey has been great for me because I'm a fan of that whole scene. And Jewel, we got to get you up to that love draft scene, man. I know every time you always get into like a lot of things, and the thing about your life, every time event happens, something happens in your life that deters you from coming. You got to meet that scene. And speaking of that scene, and not to steal the thunder from Rebecca Folsom, but I did talk to the Nailbite family, and they're like, sure, play our song tonight, share it. And this is what we love to do. We love to share music. Brand new Nailbite song. Now, this is just one of the great local bands out here right now, and they are just dominating the scene with good, hard, like metal type music. But they're all teenagers, and it makes it that much beautiful. So we're going to play their song Circus right now. And usually when I'm doing a solo thing, I like to play a few songs to fill the time. This one I just played because I absolutely love this band. It's a goodie. Like I said, if you like a little bit of metal. And I even said to Rebecca Folsom, like, how do we go from like your music to metal music? Well, we're going to find out right now. We're going to play it. New Nailbite, Circus, here on the Yo Show. I think you're going to love it. And if you don't love it, I don't know what to tell you. I'm running out of answers for you people who don't love the great music we bring here on the Yo Show. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Enjoy a brand new Nailbite, Circus, right here on the Yo Show, 100% live.
All I do for you, I'd hope that you go drown. You clown, it's coming back for me. It's all I see. Your cruel ways twist everything I say. Down to the circus full of clowns with the active body endings that'll keep things low. And you can't see me, just stay on your feet. Building up your courage with your own stupidity. All I do for you, I'd hope that you go drown. You clown, it's coming back for me. It's all I see. Your cruel ways twist everything I say. So I'll switch your cause don't take what you want, do what you don't. But when someone plays the victim, they reap what they sow.
All right, the song is Circus. The band is Nailbite, and you can find Nailbite at Nailbite Official on Facebook, Instagram at Nailbite Official. That's Nail_Bite_Official. YouTube, Spotify. What is with my spelling now? Spotify, Apple Music, www.nailbiteofficial.com is the brand new song. Band right here out of Pennsylvania, the super group Lana Nelson, the lead singer of this awesome band. And it's kind of funny because with Rebecca Folsom and her soulful, spiritual folk music, and Nail Bite with her hard metal music, both kind of giving the same message. Like, look, jerk, we ain't got time for this. It's time to get back to us. And that is the word tonight on the Yo Show. And I've been telling my wife about, positivity. There's a lot of negativity out there, and people could try to bring you down with it. There's no need, man. Just rise above, dig down deep, and get what makes you feel good. And music makes us feel good. Hopefully the Yo Show makes you feel good. We're excited for both of them. Of course, we thank Rebecca Folsom. Nail Bite's been on our program before, and we love being part of their family. And once you're here, you're Yo Show family. So Rebecca Folsom and Nail Bite, we love you. We consider you Yo Show family. Couple topics real quick. This past weekend, Blink 182 finally got it on and played the adjacent festival in Atlantic City. From all I'm hearing, they absolutely blew it apart. Did a great job. So congratulations to Blink. I've had tickets a few times. Every time it's fallen south. Did not get to see them, but I heard this adjacent festival was absolutely terrific, and they just absolutely took over. So it's great to hear. I'm a big Blink 182 fan, and my wife is as well. So great to hear that they made it happen this past weekend. The Philadelphia 76ers, my Sixers, got a brand new head coach, Nick Nurse, former championship coach with the Toronto Raptors. I like Nick Nurse. I like his style. I like his creativity. I like his ability to adjust. So I'm very excited for the Sixers to get Nick Nurse in here as their new head coach. And of course, Glenn Doc Rivers was let go by the team after their 7-game loss to the Boston Celtics. Speaking of basketball, the NBA championship is set last night. The Miami Heat hung on. They have a doctor and now a nurse. Very good. A lot of people have been using that. I love it. The Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets in the NBA championship. Nikola Jokic, of course, one of the top players in the league, leading Denver, and a great cast of supporting characters against the guy stealing everybody's heart, Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. Should be a great series. Tough one to predict, though. I really think this is Denver's year. Jokic, of course, is a very talented all-around player. Passes, rebounds, scores, and is a sharp shooter. And then they got guys like Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. And good defense with guys like Aaron Gordon. They got a great team. Miami's got a lot, though. And it's a lot of undrafted players that came out of nowhere. It's amazing. And, it should be great. J.D. Wolf says Nuggets in 6. I feel that. I mean, Miami, a great story, an 8 seed, beating Boston, getting to the finals, getting Milwaukee out of there. But I think the Nuggets have just too much, really, for anybody in the league this year. Very talented team. My buddy Christian Rupert, who watches the show, has been preaching it for years. He's a big Jokic guy. He said the Nuggets are going to win the championship soon. This might very well be the year. So good luck to both of those teams, Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets. Play for the NBA championship, and of course, over in the NHL. My heart, the Stanley Cup is set as well. The Las Vegas Golden Knights, how about this expansion team back playing for the Cup against really a team that I think is the most talented team I've seen in a long time, the Florida Panthers. Panthers have a lot of great talent, a lot of scoring ability, some real good defense, and good goaltending. Look, I thought Toronto was it, and Florida, dispersed them, and then they just really have been crushing it this playoff. The Golden Knights, though, a good team, a unit. They play it well together. They're coached well. JD, Florida in 7. I got to go with you there, too. I think maybe less than 7, but Vegas is a tough team to beat, and that Vegas crowd gets rowdy. I was really hoping for Edmonton. I love what they show. But this year is going to be a really good series, and both of them are going to be great. The NBA Finals, the Stanley Cup, and we're looking at some new teams. Florida Panthers are back to the Cup for the first time in forever. Las Vegas is back with an expansion team. Denver's in the NBA Finals. Miami, there's some new names, new faces. So get out there, man. Watch yourself some great playoff and championship competition. Of course, baseball continues to go on. Let's take a quick look. I usually don't like doing this. It usually breaks my heart, but we're going to see what our Philadelphia Phillies are up to. The New York Mets or their opponent. God help us all. And it is 2-0 Mets in the bottom of the eighth. So the Phillies are currently getting shut out by Senga was the starter for the Mets, and now Ottavino is on in relief. Phillies at 25 and 28, finding themselves next to last and only 2 games in front of Washington to stay out of the cellar. That's a toughie. So let's go, Phils. Let's get it together, Billy. Billie Eilish was in the news, and funny thing, when she first became a celebrity, she had mentioned about how she wore big baggy clothes, and she said she didn't want her fame to be about just like her body and how she's built. And recently, she's come off and kind of changed her look a little bit, a little more feminine, a little more womanly, and people now are like bashing it, like, oh, I thought it wasn't about the clothes, I thought it wasn't about the body. And she's, she comes around and uses the word bozos. Like, look, bozos. Like, let a woman be a woman. Let me dress the way I want to dress. And I could not agree more. There is more to fame than your looks, but you're allowed to dress any way you like. You really are. I mean, nowadays everybody's a critic about everything, and I just don't get it. Like, everybody's got 2 cents about everything. And yeah, I do the show and I put my 2 cents in, but I'm not like sitting there bashing and saying, "Oh, it's terrible, blah blah blah." Everybody can do and say and act like what they want to act like. That's what makes this country so great. If you're gonna bash a young girl for how she dresses when she's performing, got some big issues, my friends. Speaking of smashing and bashing, Kurt Cobain. That's right, a smashed up Kurt Cobain guitar that he used in the Nevermind tour sold at auction over the weekend for $600,000. It was put back together where you could see the scuff marks and the bash marks on it, etc. And somebody paid $600,000 for it. Kurt Cobain is on the wall up there. Kurt Cobain on the Funko wall. But $600,000, and it was said that it's going to have a value of maybe $60,000 to $80,000. It blew that out of the water. A lot of times these things go on auction, they go for just wild prices. Speaking of Funko Pops, I got to show everybody this. Jewel didn't like hers. I love it. I think it's great. Jewel said it doesn't look like her. It looks like she's wearing dreadlocks. Let me see if I can find a picture for you. There it is. So I got kind of creative this past weekend with the Funko app, and I created the Yo Show 2-pack. That's me and Henry and Hannah, Jewel and her kitty. We're both holding microphones. I'll tell you what, if that doesn't look like me, I don't know. Jewel's not crazy about hers. I think it looks a lot like Jewel. It's got the long dark hair. It's great. I love it. Funko app. Bringing Funko to life. I always want to be a Funko. I got to get one made of myself. I just have to. A lot of people, I got a lot of compliments on it too, and I dig it. I think it's cool. I got to get one on my wall. I don't know where I'd put me. I'd put me up here. I'd make a special shelf that came down for me. Great stuff. So we had, I mentioned the Happy Hour podcast, and I got to do it this past week with my man Ray Chase and Caitlin Bell and Dahlia Von Knight. And we had this little controversial thing that me and Ray talked about because she had mentioned it before the show, Caitlin Bell, and she's like, whoops, I think I slipped out. Well, as you may know, there's Caitlin Bell. As you know, YouTube won't allow nudity. Me and Ray said it looked like it might have slipped out. You could find out. Yeah, I'm going to get perverted about it. You can find out the answer by going to YouTube Happy Hour TV MD. You can find the Happy Hour podcast, this past episode featuring myself, Ray Chase, Caitlin Bell, and Dahlia Von Knight. It's a good program. It's fun. It's not quite as fun as ours, but it's fun. I said that, Ray. We're going to welcome Ray on a Wednesday night to to do our program with us. I like how I put up a sexy picture of Caitlin Bell and the views go up. You people, I tell you. There is my wife in the house, Cassie Perini. Good evening, Cassie. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for trying to corral the dogs. They're going nuts up there. But does a great job. She spent the weekend, as I said, down the shore. She's home now, and, like one day into it, she said, can't wait to get home. So thank you. I know it's great here. Dude, you challenged me to wear the cowboy hat, and I did. And I love the cowboy hat. Again, watch the Happy Hour podcast. You will see me in my cowboy hat and my shades. And I'm not going to lie. I had a few beers. My nephew Maverick's in the house. What is up, Maverick? Maverick is a fan of the Yo Show. So I got to kind of keep it a little cleaner. But, yes, I had a few beers. Like I said, I did the review for the Arizona tea. You got to watch it. Can't tell you. And afterwards, I got on. I was doing my little live feed thing to promote it. And I said, I'm going to wear my cowboy hat. And JD said, I dare you. Don't dare me, bro. Don't dare me. Maverick, hello from JD Wolf. My main man. My main dude. By the way, a very happy birthday to Mr. JD Wolf. And, dude, I appreciate you. You came out last week and just said how we're like a part of your life and a part of your Tuesday and Wednesday. And our show means something to you. And you're just a great dude for it. You're an avid music lover like myself. You're out there trying to promote the music. You watch us and you support us and you give us great comments. And your birthday came and I put a nice poster on the wall of the drumming. And you're a great dude, man. I appreciate it. Hope you had a great birthday and many more to come. We appreciate you coming on the show and showing the love. It means a lot to us. Yeah, man, no problem. How we met, we won't say. But we're here together and we're joined by a lot of bonds. Got a lot of the same things we love. We're sports fans. We're diehards for our team. We're diehards for music. We're just into the hard stuff and the fun stuff. And we're into being silly. So that's why it all meshes here on the Yo Show. Coming up on the Yo Show, we got a lot of stuff coming up on the Yo Show. But I want to throw this little banner that I made because every time I post this, people who had never dreamed in a million years watch my show are like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. I'm tuning in. July 11th, which is coming up in a few weeks. If you've ever seen the show Below Deck, a great show. We have one of the absolute superstars of that program, Haley De Sola Pinto, is going to be right on our program July 11th on the Yo Show. And she is just all about it. She has spoken to me and left me voice messages about how excited she is and thankful for the invitation. And it's great. It's absolutely great. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, I can't wait for this. She's powerful, man. She's so freaking cool. She's a boss. She's going to the program on the 11th. Yeah, man, I'm being positive. July 11th. Haley De Sola Pinto on the program. Thank you, dude. And I'm excited for her because she's cool. She's very real. It's like not a lot of this. And like at first she's like, I'm not really that big a celebrity. You're to us. Everybody comes on this program is a celebrity. And my wife sent me a picture. They're watching me upstairs. Not great. Look at me on the giant screen there. I'm touched. I'm like a TV star. I'm really not. I don't get paid like a TV star. That's okay. But we have just a ton of great stuff coming up on the show in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to give you the lineup of what we got. Let's find the banner here. It always takes me forever because I'm terrible at this. Excuse me. So we start out with next week, next Tuesday. We got a great one coming up next Tuesday. A great musician that I got the pleasure of seeing and meeting out when we went to Nashville, Tennessee this past year for my wife's birthday, Mr. Timothy Stanton Dial. Great singer, cool rocker. He's going to be on the program June 6th, next week, next Tuesday night, 8 a.m. 8 p.m. Make sure you tune in for Tim. We were supposed to have him on a while back. So when I'm in the hospital, I apologize to him. He's understanding. He's excited to come on. Can't wait. June 13th, an awesome band, a local group, Sunrise Cries, of course, from Future Stars. And that's the girl singing the Led Zeppelin. I was like, who is that girl singing Zeppelin? That's them. It's the young lady that leads the band Sunrise Cries on the 13th. California band Mick and Maxie on June 20th. June 27th, another great band, Thunder Pets, on the program. We take off the 4th of July, actually 4th and 5th. We come back July 11th, of course, with Haley de Solapinto. July 18th, the hard rock band Never Wake. They do a great cover of Billy Idol's Rebel Yell. Sensational. July 25th, we go back with female-led metal band Tulip. August 1st is horror actress Amy Cote. August 8th, folks, get ready. Get the stress out. Mag Dillon from Virginia Beach is in the house August 8th. Can't wait for that. August 15th, another great band. They're coming to Lovedrass. Modern Mimes. I got my tickets. I'm ready. August 22nd, the beautiful violining of Miss Gina Corso. August 29th, what else can I say? The woman who runs the great charity Ladies Who Rock for a Cause. She's got a brand new album out as well. Sharon Leah is back on the program on the 29th. We're going to tell you all about how to get your tickets for her event this year. It's at Constadter. It's Ladies Who Rock for a Cause. It's a great charity. Make sure you check it out. Last year she killed it. Taylor Dane and Tiffany were on the docket, and she always puts on a great show, and she's a great, great entertainer. So we definitely root for her, and we want you all to get out there and see it. We've got more, right? We certainly do. September 5th, one of my absolute favorites, formerly of the Glam Skanks, now with a new band, Retra, the super powerful V herself, Veronica Wicken, great guitar player and singer, is going to be with us. And September 12th, I met this band at Lovedrass. I love Drass, man. Brings the heat. Great young dudes, and also a band known as Young Other. September 12th on the Yo Show. Am I running out of breath? You better believe it. Don't forget, this Saturday, June 3rd, Yo Music airs at 10 a.m. We're going to play songs from Mag Dillon and a lot of other great bands. And maybe we'll run that Nailbite one back again. Why not? What do you think? Lineup time. Agreed. We also have Wednesday's lineup. Tomorrow night, Album Music, a two-person Latin band. Very cool. Again, Beatrice Kimmel and Impact brings them to us. But we got more. Wednesday nights, May 31st, Album Music. June 7th, a great local singer, cool rocker Kaliko Sparks on the program. June 21st, J.D. Wolf, I was so excited to say it to you. Cancel your plans, dude, because you're going to want to see Eve to Adam. This is an awesome band. They're here on the 21st. June 12th, we were expecting Roses Unread. J.D. I promise you. July 19th, another one of those awesome Future Stars bands from Abington, Pennsylvania, the Grim Jacks. I know you like them, JD. They'll be here. July 26th, world adult entertainer Janine Green Jericho. Met her through the guys at Happy Hour. She's like, I'd love to come on your show. So Janine Jericho on the 26th. As you know, Wednesday nights we have guest co-host. We'll have some new guest co-hosts coming up. We got one tomorrow night, and I'll advertise it, of course, as I always do. It's 9:30. We're going to cut out early tonight because I got to eat. Man's got to eat. Busy work day ahead of me tomorrow. But a massive thanks, and I'm going to flash all her stuff again and where to find her. Rebecca Folsom for being just an awesome guest tonight. And, the new album that is out now is Sanctuary. Make sure you check it out. There's all her sites right there. Find Rebecca Folsom. Facebook at Rebecca Folsom Music. Instagram at Rebecca.Folsom. www.RebeccaFolsom.com. And again, that new album, Sanctuary, is on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. It's on Amazon. Get it. See it on YouTube. And enjoy. Am I playing a video? No more video. The next video is going to be St. Ricketts when we get our way out of here. But thanks, though, J.D. Wolf, for tuning in, dude, and always hanging out and having a great time with us. We love your comments. We love everybody's comments. Come on out, man. Shout people out. You got a friend having a birthday? Come shout it out. Tell them to watch. You get laid? Tell us. Whoops. I'm going to get heck for that when I go upstairs. But let us know what goes on in life, man. We're here for you. Find the great shirt and the great logo. Find us at www.theyoshow215.com. Find us on YouTube by searching The Yo Show. Not Michael Yo's Yo Show, The Yo Show. Us, look for the symbol and subscribe and know when we come in. The Stoop Radio Network on Facebook, Twitch. Hello to all our Twitchers out there at The Yo Show. I'm here for you. Don't work too hard, Jewel. Agreed. Stop working too hard, Jewel. Mad at your boss. Me and your boss got a little talk. But we missed you tonight, Jewel. Thank you, of course, for chiming in the few minutes when you did. We'll see you, Jewel, next Tuesday. Tomorrow night, as I said, album music will be on the program. We will do Yo Show Wednesday night. Saturday is Yo Music. We're just dominating your house. I can actually hear my voice in the background, which is horrible. I've got such a bad voice. But, hey, and if you're out there and you know artists, musicians, because they're all sending us their music, send it. People are like, hey, what do you think of this? I love it all. Keep sending it. Always. I'm making my wife a fan. My wife's like a diehard Nailbite fan now, and I love it. Oh, an error occurred. What happened? We lost St. Ricketts. Or did we? We'll find out in a second, I guess. St. Ricketts at www.sricketts.com. They bring in all our shows. I'm probably going to have to reload that because that broke down. So let's go back to YouTube. The magic of you watching me fix my mistakes. Lowbrow technology. We need a producer. If you're out there, the pay is $0, but you do get to be part of this program. And St. Ricketts. What fire cannot burn. A horrible GoDaddy commercial. 3, 2, 1. It's actually a good promo because we do use GoDaddy. www.theyoshow215.com is brought to you by GoDaddy. GoDaddy. When you need a website. No, I got nothing. I didn't prepare for that at all, and it shows. All right, let's go here. We go St. Ricketts or Fire Cannot Burn. www.sricketts.com. And that's it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the Yo Show. I got to sing it now, too? Oh, boy, you do not want to hear that. We try to gain views, not chase people away. Again, thank you for everybody that tuned in. Jeff the Shark Perini, for Joel Tatey, who wasn't with us this evening, and for J.D. Wolf, and for my family watching upstairs. I love you all. Have a great night, everybody. Let's get some St. Ricketts in here. What fire cannot burn. Have a great night.
Poison deeper than you know. fit just to reach new heights of love. So